Welcome to another episode of WhatsHotInHipHop.com Artist Review Channel. My name is Jeffrey Blackfoot, the founder and chairman of WhatsHotInHipHop.com. Today we're going to be focusing on an artist by the name of Fat Joe. Now, Fat Joe is a legendary hip-hop artist. He was born in the South Bronx in Forest Housing Projects. His birthday is August 19th, 1970. So I just want to focus just a little bit on where Joe was raised. Because, I grew up in Harlem. But the Bronx and Harlem, we were like family. And then Queens and Brooklyn, they were like family. And so in Harlem, it was rough. You know, you had to basically earn your respect. And I say that to say, I'm sure that's what Joe did. And that's why he has the amount of respect within the hip hop community. Because, you know, you have a lot of artists out here that they didn't pay their dues in the streets. You know, they could rap a good game, but they never lived it. And I'm not saying that Joe actually lived that life, but documentation speaks for itself. And what I mean by that is Joe was arrested a couple of times. He was even arrested with one of his peoples by the name of Big Pun, who was another rapper. And they both was arrested for allegedly beating somebody in the head with a baseball bat. Both of those rappers was eventually exonerated of those charges. And he ran into a couple of other issues with the law. But one of the things that I like particularly about Fat Joe is he took his negative, meaning growing up in the streets, getting money in the streets, if that's what he actually did. Again, I can't say that because I wasn't there with him. But he took his negative and he turned it into a positive. And that's a good thing, because you have a lot of rappers. First of all, you have a lot of rappers, you know, they can rap a good game, but they never lived that lifestyle. But you can't say that about Fat Joe, because he got street creds, you know. And I actually met him a few years ago. And humble brother, focused. Big shout out to you, Fat Joe, for doing what you're doing. Fat Joe, he had a couple of hits like Flow Joe, peaked number one on the Billboard's Hot Rap Singles chart. In '95, he had a second album released called Jealous One's Envy, and that reached the Billboard's 200 top hip hop artist charts. And then he signed a record deal with Atlantic Records, and at the same time he formed his own record label, which was Terror Squad. And he had a number of recognized artists on that label, like Big Pun, Remy Ma, Cuban Link, just to name a few. He even did a collaboration with Remy Ma, and that was called Lean Back, and that was in 2009. And I know I'm kind of like jumping from the 90s to 2000, but I'm trying to minimize, because I know you don't want to hear me rant and rage about Fat Joe, because everybody is familiar with him. But I am going to show you some footage of when we actually interview Fat Joe, and in that interview you can see just how focused he was, and you can also see the kind of moves that he wanted to make for him, his family, and his peoples. But back to that Lean Back, that killed it in the streets, man. It had 136 million streams on Spotify, and YouTube it had 137 million views. So, that was one of those, Lean Back. But enough with me talking. Let's take a look at that interview that Joe did for us a few years back. Let's take a look.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tisha Monet, WhatsHotInHipHop.com, out here at BB King's with the one, the only Fat Joe. I know you're about to perform real quick. Listening to you earlier on the radio, and I know that you was into sports now. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I played, I always played softball, but, we did it for the celebrity game, MLB All-Star. I host a show called Off the Bat with MTV too. So, I'm having a great time with that, just trying to diversify, man, and just have a great time.
Definitely, I understand. I hear that. So what new single that you have coming out, lady? What new music are you working on?
Joint with French and Ross. It's called Just Another Day, which is crazy. And I got a joint with J-Lo coming out in about 2 weeks. It's hard, it's crazy, it's something nobody ever heard J-Lo on. And I'm just grinding, man, just working hard.
All right, I hear that. Definitely respect that. Any special thanks, shout outs that you want to give right now?
Shout out Team Fat Joe. We do something where we help entrepreneurs make six-figure income in 2 to 3 years with Market America Shop.com. If you want to find out about that six-figure income, that's teamfatjoe@gmail.com. Get at me.
All right, there you have it, guys.
Okay, so welcome back. So you got to see that interview that WhatsHotInHipHop.com did, and just want to give a shout out to our host at the time, Tisha Monet. She did an excellent job interviewing Fat Joe. Always got to give recognition to those who work with your company and do a good job. It's so important. So you seen how focused Joe was, and you seen the kind of plans that he had, and how he was motivated to do more. Some of the things I didn't touch on was what he does for the community. I mean, he's given millions of dollars to schools in the Bronx, homeless programs in the Bronx. So he is a man that always gave back and is still giving back to the community. So, Joe, I just want to say, on behalf of WhatsHotInHipHop.com, continue to do what you do, brother. And we'll always be here to support you and what you do for the hip-hop community. We think that's so important. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to another episode of What's Hot in Hip Hop Artist Review channel. Don't forget to take a look at our website, which is WhatsHotInHipHop.com. Our artist review channel on YouTube, which is WhatsHotInHipHop.com Artist Reviews. And that's WHIHH video. And check us out on all of our other social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. So until the next time, thank you for tuning in. See you soon. Be safe out there.